Welcome to the first learning module in the Tourism Fundamentals Concepts to Practice series, Defining Tourism. This educational series introduces key concepts, theories, and practices in tourism and outdoor recreation through a collection of short videos, each offering an overview that can be watched individually or as part of a full series on the ITR YouTube channel. We invite you to explore the topics at your own pace, and for more information, feel free to reach out or visit our website. We are the Institute for Tourism and Recreation Research, otherwise known as ITRR, established in 1987 as the University of Montana's W.A. Franke College of Forestry and Conservation and funded through the state lodging tax. Our mission is to conduct rigorous and impartial research that empowers the tourism and recreation industries in Montana to make informed decisions in planning, marketing, policy, and management. As part of the University of Montana, we are committed to the highest academic integrity, ensuring transparency and excellence in all our research efforts. Our work covers a wide range of priorities, including the economic impact of non-resident travel, visitor characteristics and spending, social and environmental effects of tourism, and community tourism planning. We also dive into niche studies like stargazing, outfitting and guiding, and paleontology tourism, as well as publish the annual Travel and Recreation Outlook. Our data is available anytime, 24/7, 365 days a year. Whether you're a business owner or a land manager, a community leader, part of a citizen group, or even a student working on a school project, we're here to support your work. At ITRR, we're proud to empower Montana's people and communities with the data and tools they need. For this learning module, we will cover the definition of tourism, sectors, theories, and Montana tourism definitions. So what is tourism? Tourism may be defined as the processes, activities, and outcomes arising from the relationship and the interactions among tourists, tourism suppliers, host governments, host communities, and surrounding environments that are involved in the attracting and hosting of visitors. This definition comes from the United Nations World Tourism Organization, the leading international body on global tourism standards. It emphasizes that tourism is more than just travel. It's a system of interactions between different players, including the tourist, the visitor, tourism suppliers like hotels, transportation providers, and guides, host governments that include policies and regulations, host communities, which are the people who live in the tourist destinations, and the environment, natural and cultural surroundings. These relationships lead to various outcomes, both positives, like economic growth and cultural exchange, and negative, like overcrowding or environmental impact. This definition also frames tourism as a process, not just the trip itself, but everything involved in attracting and managing tourists. It sets the stage for understanding tourism as a complex, multi-stakeholder system, which is important for planning, policymaking, and sustainable development. What are the economic impacts of tourism? In the United States, last year, the total economic output was almost $3 trillion, with $1.3 trillion in direct spending, over 15 million jobs, and it's 3% of the GDP. For Montana, the total economic output was a little over $6 billion, with $5 billion in direct spending, over 38,000 jobs supported, and 5% of the GDP, with a little over 13.7 million visitors. When we look at the foundations of tourism and the different theories, we first explore the push and pull theory, which explains tourist motivations based on push factors like an internal drive that compels individuals to travel, whether you want to escape, rest, adventure, prestige, or pull factors, which are external attributes that attract a tourist. Maybe I want to go to a beach in the winter, see historical sites, or explore unique environmental outdoor activities. Tourism arises from these interactions between personal needs and a destination's appeal. You have Doxey's Iridex model, which this theory outlines how local residents react to increasing tourism. There's often euphoria, apathy, irritation, and antagonism. But over time, unchecked tourism development can lead to negative community attitudes and social conflict, which requires us to do sustainable planning. You could look at Lieber's tourism system model, which is a comprehensive model that views tourism as a system with three key elements, including the tourist, the human element, The geographical elements, like the region, the transportation, and the destination. The tourism industry, which are all the businesses and organizations that facilitate the travel. And these tourism functions through interconnected systems involving people, places, and institutions. And you also have Butler's tourism area life cycle, which describes the typical evolution of a tourist destination through 6 stages. That includes exploration, involvement, development, consolidation, and stagnation, which results in either a decline or a rejuvenation of a destination. All destinations have a life cycle, and sustainable planning is essential to avoid the decline. When we look at the different tourism sectors, it makes up of transportation, which is really the backbone of the tourism industry, enabling the movement of tourists from one place to another. Think about air, rail, trains, road, buses, cars, rental services, water, which includes ferries and cruises. When you consider accommodations, you can think about hotels, resorts, camping, or cabin rentals. Food and beverage is essential for travel comfort and enjoyment. This could be anywhere from fine dining to fast food, casual eateries, and coffee shops. You also have outdoor recreation, which is a key foundation for Montana's tourism industry. Any type of nature-based or active experiences, hiking, biking, wildlife tours. You have entertainment and attractions. These enrich the tourism experience through cultural and recreational offerings. You may have festivals, concerts, events, sports, tourism, and different games, museums, art, history, science, and cultural heritage sites and different performances. There are tourism services. These services designed specifically to assist and enhance the visitor experience. It can include tour guides, experts providing local insights, translators, photographers, and support services that involve logistics and planning. Supporting and related industries, though not directly focused on tourism, are crucial to smooth operations. This includes retail, souvenirs, clothing, essential items for travelers, medical, health services, emergencies, risk management, law, legal support and safety, and waste management, especially for environmental sustainability. Tourism can be categorized based on what attracts people to travel. These categories help us understand visitor motivations and design better tourism experiences. When you think of natural attractions, it focuses on the beauty of the natural environment. It can include visits to mountains, beaches, lakes, national parks, forests, and wildlife areas. Examples of this in Montana are Yellowstone National Park, Glacier, Flathead Lake. When you think of historical tourism and attractions, this centers on historical landmarks and heritage sites. Tourists are usually interested in learning more about past civilizations, architect, and major historical events. Examples of this include the Little Bighorn Battlefield National Monument, Virginia City, Nevada City, and Museum of the Rockies. When we look at cultural attractions, it involves engaging with local customs, art, food, festivals, and traditions of a destination. Visitors want to experience and understand a different way of life. Often includes attending traditional performances, local markets, and cultural events. Examples could be the Crow Fair with the Crow Agency, one of the largest Native American gatherings in the U.S., the Western Art Show in Great Falls, or Made in Montana markets. There's also special attractions. These are focused on niche motivations or hobbies. It can include sport tourism, ecotourism, religious tourism, culinary, or wellness retreats, often highly tailored and personal, sometimes with smaller group sizes. Think about fly fishing trips on the Madison or Yellowstone River, hunting and outfitting trips, or wellness yoga retreats. So how do we define tourism in Montana? A tourist is someone who spends at least one night in Montana as an out-of-state, non-resident visitor. Trip definition for residents. For Montana residents, a trip is defined as traveling 50 miles or more one way from home. This distinction is used when analyzing resident travel patterns. And for ITR survey kits, in which we work with small events around the state, and we analyze spending, anyone from outside the county is considered to be contributing to tourism, and their spending data is collected accordingly. Tourism promotion is a collaborative effort involving various organizations and businesses, each contributing to attracting and supporting visitors. Key stakeholders include the national tourism offices like USA Travel. They brand an entire country domestically and internationally. You have state and provincial tourism offices that are government funded. They promote tourism at a state level and often run campaigns to support local projects like Visit Montana. You have convention and visitor bureaus, regional and tourism offices. These are often nonprofits focusing on urban tourism or major events. You have chambers of commerce that are local business associations supporting economic growth through tourism and provide visitor services and promote local attractions. You also have destination management organizations that collaborate either in a city, county, or across regions for broader appeal. You have lodging and accommodations, transportation providers, attractions, travel distributors, the culinary and food industry. All of these different types of entities work together to promote tourism. Understanding and managing tourism effectively requires accurate measurement. These key indicators help destinations track performance, assess economic impact, and guide future planning and investment. We can look at a tourist arrival and departure, one of the most basic yet important indicators. This looks at the number of people entering or leaving a destination. It helps track trends over time, compares domestic versus international, helps you plan for peak seasons. It's often gathered at airports, DOT, borders, crossings, or national parks. You have visitor expenditure and economic contribution. This tracks how much money tourists spend on lodging, food, attractions. It's used to estimate tourism impact on the local economy and looks at the economic impact that highlights tourism role in small business growth and rural development. You can also look at accommodation and hospitality data. It measures occupancy rates, average daily rates, and length of stay in hotels, resorts, and campgrounds. This often reveals how well a destination is attracting and retaining its visitors. You can look at transportation statistics, airline passengers, car rentals, bus and park vehicle counts. Survey and visitor profiles collected directly from tourists to understand who they are, where they came from, and what they did while they were in the destination. Common tools include exit surveys, intercept interviews, and online questionnaires. You can also look at digital and big data sources. These are new tools that have come onto the market that track GPS units, mobile location data, credit card transactions, and social media to measure real-time behavior. This often offers high volume, high frequency data beyond what surveys can capture. And then you also have environmental and sustainability indicators, tracking the impact of tourism on natural and cultural resources like waste generation, water use, wildlife stress, and carbon emissions. So tourism is more than just travel. It's a dynamic system involving people, places, services, and interactions. Ultimately, tourism is a multi-sector interconnected system that shapes economies, cultures, and landscapes, requiring careful planning and sustainable management. Thank you for joining us for the introductory model, Defining Tourism, part of our Tourism Fundamentals Concepts to Practice series. We hope this overview has laid a solid foundation for understanding the key concepts and evolving dynamics of tourism and outdoor recreation. As you move through the rest of the series, keep in mind that these modules are crafted to foster community learning, promote sustainable planning, and inspire the application of these insights to build thoughtful, resilient tourism strategies. Explore each topic at your own pace on the ITR YouTube channel and discover more tools and insights on the ITR website.